Hey guys, it's Lekr0's from NiP. I'm gonna show you some tips and tricks and how I warm up the Deagle. A good tip when you're playing the Deagle, how you should prepare yourself for the angle, is that you have to know before you're actually peeking what you're gonna do. Like if you're gonna peek connector, you know the angle already where the op is playing. So I usually act like it's an op because you have to be really fast or you're gonna die. So you're gonna almost pre-fire, and so you have to line it up before you even shoot. For example, window peek, you want to be there before he gets a good position. That's why you usually play strafe really fast, because then you can surprise the op or get the upper hand. But if you don't, you have to line it up and you have to be fast. You have to kind of prepare yourself for where it's going to be, and I think that's one of the most important things, or you're going to be dying entry to ops all the time. If I'm going to clear A with a Deagle and maybe an anti-eco when they have guns, you're probably gonna expect which corner to peek first, and this is the toughest corner to peek. It's the op peek, and here you usually die. But if you can jiggle peek it, or if you're gonna pre-peek it really fast, then it's the only way to kind of get away with it. This is a common position, and you can dodge the default peek and pretty much surprise them. Just the duck and the standing up is also really good when you're surprising rifles. But if you walk really slow and you cut the corner all the time, you're gonna have the upper hand, for sure. That was maybe a bit of more of a T-side approach, and maybe as CTs you still have to know what angles are good and what angles are not good. For example, if they're walking up slope and you have this angle, usually T's crouch and you're gonna have a hard time adjusting your aim. But you kind of want to find the angles where they're usually walking. So I think, for example, when I was in slope, if you're playing against rifles, they're not gonna walk the same way as you did with a Deagle. So I think this is like a good headshot angle. I think you always have to go for the headshots when you're playing AKs or anti-ecos. So I think that's one of the most important things, but knowing where to position yourself is one of the best things to know. When you're playing against loose styles and stuff like that, just playing good angles with Deagle is really strong. So that was a little about how to position yourself and playing the headshot angles, and know where to peek or expect the opponent. When you're playing against executes, it's more hard to position yourself with the Deagle, so you have to rely on your aim, and it's easier against loose styles. So now I'm gonna show you guys how to practice the Deagle and to show you how I do it. So of course positioning yourself is really important, but sometimes you just have to rely on purely skill and knowing your weapon and your sensitivity, and that's what you learn by playing a lot of deathmatch or aimbots. And I usually play aimbots because then I get to shoot as much as possible and don't get killed in the back as in deathmatch. I usually just do it really simple, really slow. I don't try to stress the shots because I don't do that in-game either. So you try to copy how you do it in-game as much as possible. When you're getting started, you can just try to go faster and see how well you actually, or how used you are playing the sensitivity again, because sometimes you just need to warm up a bit. People say I'm the only one that can spray with a Deagle, but because I can usually shoot really fast, I don't know. That's what the others say, but you can just practice different ways, because either you go for the double body shot if they're on close range, or you go for the headshot if there are 3 bullets in the hit range. Depending on the distance of the enemy, you just have to assume how close they are, because, for example, these enemies are gonna die in 3 body hits or 1 headshot. But so usually, if you miss your headshot and you hit the body hit, you can usually go for double body hits, or you just go for the headshot. Sometimes when you're playing close angles and they're coming really fast, you just have to spam it away and just count the body hits you get and count how much damage you do, because the further away, the less damage you do, of course, and it's usually around 37-40 damage on long range. So that's why you have to do triple hits, and the closer they are, you can do 50-50 and they're dead. How I feel is you get the feeling, you know when you can flick or stuff like that, when you know exactly where your aim is. That's when I think I'm done. For example, if people are not that used to playing as one sensitivity or maybe changing a lot, then maybe you should play more deathmatch or get more kills. But I always play the same sense, same crosshair, everything, same mouse. I don't change anything, so I just need some time to get back the feeling. And the muscle memory, and then I know exactly how I should play and aim. Hey guys, that was my tips and tricks with the Deagle. I think there were some good tips in there, and I hope you can use them for your previous games and get as good as I am. Thank you.